So to the last of our 5 finals this afternoon, and Lee Yong Dae and Jung Eun both back on court, having both played finals earlier today and both lost their finals earlier today. Now they're teaming up in the mixed doubles. They're up against the All England champions, the number 2 pair in the world, Chen and Ma Jin from China. Well, if Lee Yong Dae is to keep his record going of having won a title here at the Korea Open for the last 5 years, he has to win this mixed doubles. And there you can see from quarterfinals onwards, well, big surprise in the fact that the Russian pair of Nikolaenko and Sorokina reached the semi-final stage. No surprise about Fischer Nielsen and Peterson, the Danes, because they've had a great run at the end of last year. But it really was amazing, Ian, the fact that after day 2 of competition, the first round of the main draw, after having had qualifying on day 1 of competition, in the top half of this mixed doubles draw, only one seeded pair remained, Chen Ahmad and Liliana Natsir, who got through to the quarterfinals before being beaten by the Koreans Lee Yong Dae and Jung Eun.
Yeah, it just reflects how even the mixed doubles is at the moment. There's a lot of good pairs around at mixed doubles, and the world ranking's very, very close at the moment. It's very compact. And that's just been reflected again this week.
Well, here come the current world number 2s, the All England champions Chen and Ma Jin, formed their partnership at this very tournament last year. But back onto centre stage comes Lee Yong Dae and Jung Eun. Well, of course, as the court officials introduce themselves and do the toss of the coin, I have to ask you, Ian, how much the fact that both the Korean players, how much affect the fact that they've both played finals already today, both lost, if that's going to have an effect on their mental approach to today's mixed doubles final?
Well, I'm sure they'll both be desperate to get a result here, but you have to say the men's doubles final in particular was an absolute emotional roller coaster of a game.
Yeah.
Fantastic match, played at such a high intensity. It's got to have taken something out of Lee Yong Dae. You'd have to say it's going to be a very big ask, this match here.
Yes, and given the fact that they were 11-4 up in the deciding game before losing, it is psychologically very difficult. Well, they're up at number 12 in the world rankings. They have been as high as 10. That was just 1 week in November last year. And their win-loss record for the year, last year that is, shows that they didn't play the full year together. In fact, the first 4 months they were playing with different partners. And therefore it is quite remarkable that they have in fact got as high as number 12 in the world ranking. But of course, Lee Yong Dae is the Olympic mixed doubles champion, won that title in Beijing with Lee Ho-jung. And as we've seen from the women's doubles, Jung Eun, well, she's a pretty good net player as well, but she has had a bit of a wobble on her low serve. It'll be very interesting to see whether she's following that women's double. She's been back on the practice courts, I'm sure she has, and she will have been practicing that low serve. But looking at their path through to today's final, and their toughest match, that quarterfinal, against the number 4 seeds, Chen Ahmad and Liliana Natsir, went the full distance there. 2 straight games against the Russian pair of Alexander Nikolaenko and Valeria Sorokina. But for the Koreans, this obviously a big opportunity for them to get a little higher on the world ranking. Only 2 titles together as a pair, as indeed have the Chinese, but they're up at number 2 in the world rankings. Bronze medalists at last year's World Championships, and just confirming the fact that they only formed their partnership last year. That was their career win-loss record, the same as last year's. 6 finals for them last year, winning 2 of them, the All England and the China Masters. Ma Jin, 23-year-old, former world champion. Of course, won the gold medal in the World Championships in Paris with Chen. In fact, she's a 4 times World Championship medalist. She's got a full set of medals. But there we can see they have been in impressive form, haven't they? And I can tell you that first round encounter wasn't easy, because Nova Widianto, 2-time former world champion, playing with Vita Marissa. But look how comfortably they won that. Then they had Durkin and Vislova. And then the number 8 seeds from Denmark, Thomas Leybourne and Camilla Rutiol, former world champions, of course, those Danes. And then in the semi-final against number 3 seeds, Joachim Fischer-Nielsen and Christina Pedersen, who have been in great form of late. Well, the only time that they have met previously was in the semi-final of that Denmark Open last autumn. And as you can see, 2 games, but it was desperately close in the second. Now, tournament referee talking with the umpire, Eddie Rufianto, Marcel Schmidt of Switzerland, our service judge. I understand that the umpire has got 1 or 2 technical problems, but that won't disturb our enjoyment at all. So Lee Yong Dae, who's been winning Korean Open titles since he was 18. Mind you, he became Olympic champion when he was 19. That's not so bad, is it? But both these Chinese players now concentrating wholeheartedly on the mixed doubles. Both used to be fine level doubles players. Zhu Chen, of course, bronze medalist at the World Championships in Paris in men's doubles with Guo Zhendong. And Ma Jin, silver and bronze medal from women's doubles World Championships. Well, no question where the support is lying. So, Jung Eun. Oh, well, an error on her first low serve, and that will do nothing to settle the nerves. We talked about it, didn't we, about the way she's struggled with confidence on a low serve. And she's got a good low serve. It's just, as you described, patchy. It comes and goes in matches. goodness. Well, what a second rally of the match. First rally, an error on serve. The second rally, absolutely superb.
That was incredible. Took a great touch from Ma Jin to finish the point.
Well, the big power smash from Chen. He's already hit one this week at 285.
Oh, that was big hitting. Lovely setup play from Ma Jin. Look how deep the Koreans having to defend against that power.
Extraordinary.
Wow. That's a great rally. Really interesting, isn't it, Ma Jin? Most girls, when they come into block, if they're going to use the block, they just block it straight, not Ma Jin. She actually angles it back into the middle of the court to give her opponents no chance to manoeuvre a partner out of position in the rear court. Really clever setup play from the front. Gives Zhu Chen lots of time to get behind and use all of that power.
Oh, I suspect she might be the deciding factor in this match. It's nicely done.
She played a super match in the semi-final. But Lee Yong Dae, no slouch. Fantastic mid-court play there. Stepping up the court, taking it early.
It's a bit long. A very contrasting sort of styles of these two pairs, of course, because you and I have sung the praises many a time about Ma Jin and her capabilities at the front of the court, and I have to say I think she's a better front court player than Jung Eun, and perhaps Lee Yong Dae the better of the two men at mixed doubles as well. Would that be a fair comment?
I think it is, yeah. I mean, Lee Yong Dae is a very complete mixed doubles player, very good from the mid-court. His opponent, Zhu Chen's got a lot of power, but hasn't got the subtlety and the variety from below net height that Lee Yong Dae has. Zhu Chen relies very much on the setup play of Ma Jin to get his strength into the game. There we see Lee Yong Dae. Happy to take the risk to go up to the front of the court, try and break the Chinese combination up.
I suspect Lee Yong Dae was slightly surprised that Jung Eun didn't intercept one of those drives.
Yeah. Can't afford to hesitate at this level. You've got to go for it, you've got to commit. Ha's got to take as many shuttles as she can, as early as she can, to negate Ma Jin's front court play.
Oh, my goodness. That's thundered down.
Same again, though. The critical factor was that fight for the lift on the front court. It's Margin that wins it, forces Ha into the defensive lift. And Zhu Chen, that's a great smash. Power and precision. That's better from Ha. Standing tall, and looking for the interception. We've been saying it all week, much easier to finish from the front court than the rear court in this hall. That's good positive play.
Not convinced about the cross-court clear there. Playing Margin into trouble. There it was.
Yeah, Margin, no chance. I don't think she'll be very happy with that. Yeah, she's just had a firm word with her partner there at the end of that rally. Good anticipation from Zhu Chen. Didn't retreat into a defensive position, just went down into a crouch position. Was able to drive the shuttle back aggressively. You see it here, doesn't retreat. Just goes into a crouch. Gives Ha no chance.
She really does read things so well at the front, doesn't she?
Yeah, that's the danger when Zhu Chen's serving. She's so quick onto the third shot, isn't she? You'll see it here, anticipates the direction, steps across. It's really good mixed play. And again. Well, she looks in ominously good form again, doesn't she?
That's a good serve. Greeted with silence from the home fans here.
Yeah, this time it's Lee Yong Dae who hesitates. He's really got to be intercepting that shuttle. Gives his partner no chance.
Yeah, 7-point advantage at the mid-game interval. Now the two Korean coaches talking separately to each of the Korean players. They look far more relaxed, don't they?
Yeah, well, they're coaching a pair that are in real good form.
Yeah.
When Margin's playing like this, she makes her partner look a really good player, doesn't she? She gets Zhu Chen's strengths into the game so well. Really feel the Koreans have got to be trying to get past Ma in on the return of serve situations, take her out of the game early on in the rallies, try and go through to Zhu Chen, force him to take some shuttles from below net height where he's not as skillful.
Awfully difficult though, because he stands his ground in that mid-court area. That's the good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That creates the attacking opportunity. But That's the other aspect of Ma Jin's game, isn't it?
Defense.
Her defense is better than Zhu Chen's. She's got fantastic skill and racket speed in defense. She doesn't just get it back, does she? She can change the direction, she can drive. Better, interesting. They're attacking Zhu Chen, not Ma Jin now.
Yeah.
Unusual in mix, but normally you'd expect the lady to be the one under pressure in defense, but not this combination. Good mixed again. Again, just question the tactic of going back to Ma Jin on return of serve there. She's so good in that area. That's good. That's very good. Might give us some confidence. Good return, gets it below net height, steps up, follows it. Good kill. See this, just watch Ma Jin. She actually steps up in defense here. She's on the front foot, sees the space. Great block.
The crowd really trying to give the home players a bit of a lift. Oh, that's a good shot. Good rally. Oh, it's a very good rally.
Koreans did well there, driving Ma Jin, keeping her away from that net position, and eventually Hart getting her opportunity on the front court. Makes a world of difference when they can keep Ma Jin off that net position. a good tactic, pace off in front of Ma Jin rather than hitting onto her where she's so effective in defence. It's good thinking from Hart. Takes the pace off, brings it down. Ma Jin makes the error. Can't afford that. She's played a great point to get the service.
Yeah. You have to feel for her.
Again, nice mix, just clipping the shuttle down. Obliging the Zhu Chen to put his own pace on the shuttle and lost control.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, sensational.
Good defence from Ha this time. Ma Jin not able to intercept. Totally out of position, and Ha uses the space to good effect.
Oh, it's clever.
Yeah.
Big space.
Yeah, again, just read the play so well, didn't she? In the right place. Rack it up, ready. Look at this. Hadn't committed to the net. Read the drive return.
Such good badminton.
Well, again, fantastic defence from Ma Jin, and eventually it's a partner's defence that cracks. Ma Jin, super defence, but Zhu Chen making the error in the end.
That's nice. Oh! Oh, she had 2 goes at that. Missed it the first time.
It's a well-placed smash. Ha completely missed time in the interception.
Oh, that was going wide. Oh, that is just phenomenal.
That's a great 3 shots, really. She's gone from defence to counter-attack to finish in 3 shots. Super sequence of shots from Ma Jin and movement.
Oh. Well, you were the one that said she didn't just get it back, she got it back with interest when she's defending. And that was exemplified in that rally. It is now 8 game points to Zhu Chen and Ma Jin. Only needed the one.
fitting it was Margin that got the last net cord to win the game.
21-12.
Just a great touch.
So their confirmation, 21-12. Well, the Koreans got themselves into one or two rallies, but just not consistently enough getting Margin out of the game.
No, she's been the deciding factor in that first game. But isn't it a treat to watch her play when she's playing like this? I mean, it's fantastic. She's playing incredibly well. As you say, the Koreans have really got to try and get her out of the game. Got to go through, try and force Zhu Chen to take more shuttles from the mid-court, preferably below net height.
So the players all back on court, ready to resume this final. Well, we said right at the start of the match, Margin could possibly be the deciding factor. She certainly was in that opening game.
There's great court coverage from Lee Yong Dae in that rally. He was all over the court, controlling the play, keeping the shuttle going down. Eventually got the weak lift from Zhu Chen. Was able to get through the defence of Margin for once. Margin not happy with the cross lift from Zhu Chen there.
Oh my goodness. Oh, brilliant.
I've got a feeling Zhu Chen was starting to feel it at the end of that rally though. He had an awful lot of smashes there.
That's the problem about the return of court to the mid-court area, isn't it? Because Zhu Chen, in that last rally, he stood very much close to his partner after his low serve, stood his ground. No, it was just wide.
Yeah, right return, good idea. Just missed the sideline.
Yeah, definitely wide. That's a good serve. Oh, super. Saw the gap. Calmly played the shuttle into the open space. And I think once again, Chen getting a bit of a talking to by his partner. Yeah, he's nodding away. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that, I know.
No, he's played it straight down onto Lee's stronger backhand defensive side there. Put it straight on his racket.
Yeah, quite happy to keep hard to the back of the court. Oh, it's landed well in. Could have played that, Lee Yong Dae. Thought it was going to go wide. Oof. Oh, it's just wide. Would you believe it?
Well, it's not on the screen, but Zhu Chen's getting told off again by Ma Jin. It's a very good smash. Right to the centre line, steep, powerful.
Now, very much on form at the moment, and I've just been informed by our statistician and our speed gun man that the previous rally there was a smash in that from Zhu Chen of 291.
I think that's the one we were talking about, the one that came down so quickly
Yeah.
to the centre of the court. It really was impressive.
She almost got that back.
She did. She did. I was expecting it to roll over the way she's playing.
Well, 291 was impressive, but I think Fu Haifeng hit one earlier today of 292. 1 kilometre an hour in it.
Rare error there. Chen had done well, driving hard away from the net position, created the space for Ma Jin to play the block. But for once, she missed it. It's wild. A little bit off balance there. Not in a good enough position, really, to try and hit hard. Moving out to the side, see all his body weight going to the left there. Just pushes the shuttle out of the court.
Oh, that's lovely. Great placement of the smash from Jung Eun. And all of a sudden it's believable again, isn't it? At 2-8 adrift and a game down. Thought the Koreans were out of it, but they've done well. Fought their way back. Only 2 points the deficit now. Oh, goodness. Well, extraordinary cross-court backhand net shot from Ma Jin. How on earth Lee Yong Dae managed to retrieve it. Take a look at this. That is superb. But how did he control that? Look, he's still watching it. Yeah, crowd have come alive again. Oh dear. On the verge of catching up back level. It's Lee Yong Dae who makes an error on serve. Good return.
Great return this. Again, deliberately pushing the shuttle onto the net tape, getting the deflection, giving Ma Jin no chance. Back to what we were seeing in the first game there. Ma Jin controlling the net, forcing the lift, and the effective smash again from Zhu Chen. Only 2-8-2 this time, Jill.
And that is just incredible because he got such an angle on it.
Yeah.
Well, she is a remarkable front court player. We're not seeing it the final shot, but I have to say it was one earlier in the rally that just changed the whole momentum of that rally, really. At least the Koreans are really back in with a fight, because I did think, Ian, at 2-8 down, thought they were really struggling, but really upped their tempo at exactly the right moment. They're still in touching distance, and it's still believable that they could catch back up and actually win this.
Well, they've done well. They've kept Ma Jin more out of the game, haven't they, in this second set? And that's making the difference at the moment. They're keeping themselves in contact. Play from Ha, keeping the shuttle coming down. Centre of the court, plays a partner in. Lee Yong Dae accepts the invitation to the interception.
Goodness. Well, there was an inevitability about that, really, wasn't there?
Yeah, margin, great court coverage across the net. Again, getting the block in, setting it up for a partner. Ha, no chance, retreating. Trying to find a defensive position, but just didn't have the time.
Goodness gracious, what sort of serve was that?
They served so well in the game so far. That was out of the blue, wasn't it? It was really strange. Terrible serve. Just pops up off his racket.
Good rally. And I think that Jung Eun rushing forward to the net after the block. There she blocks, she goes forward to the net, and I think that may have just been enough to force Ma Jin into error. Oh, Chinese want the shuttle changed, Koreans don't. They've reduced the deficit to just one solitary point.
Clever play from Ha there, using the cross-court smash, tempting Chen to hit up to a partner. Lee Yong Dae putting the pressure on, and Ha following in to finish. Good play. desperately trying to get him to kill that. Just a little bit too flat, gave Ma Jin a chance to force Ha into the rear court, and then she was all out of position.
Good return. Now that's what you've been urging them to do for some time.
Yeah, that's a great return to the mid-court below net height, forcing Zhu Chen to take it from low down. Didn't even get there. Lee Yong Dae targeting the defense of Zhu Chen rather than Ma Jin. He's starting to get through, isn't he?
Yeah, it's paying dividends, and they've battled their way back from a 6-point deficit at one stage in this second game. And now they're back level. It's gone well long of the back line. The Koreans have gone into the lead.
That was good. Good play from Lee Yong Dae, stepping up the court. Driving past Ma Jin, forcing Zhu Chen to take a lot of shuttles at the moment. He's just beginning to make 1 or 2 errors.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah, another error from Zhu Chen. And just squeezing some pressure on, creating some pressure, taking Ma Jin out the game. That's wild.
Oh, now on a run of 4 straight points. Another one's gone long this time from Ma Jin. 5 straight points.
Yeah, she's been blocking that all day, hasn't she? Knows that's what she should have done. Knows the partner was under pressure and went for the winner.
That's a clever drop.
Look how deep she is there in defense. She knows how hard Zhu Chen can hit. And that created the space. Lee Yong Dae there, back of the court. His foot was off the back of the court and just slipped on the carpet. It's going to need some running repairs. You can just see it there.
And that's why the umpire called for the tournament referee. Hilnaka for the Czech Republic. Tournament referee. Little surprised, Ian, that the tournament referee and his deputy are actually doing the running repairs. Normally we have court attendants, don't we, that come dashing on if anything like this happens. It's a very unfortunate time for it to have happened, this match. Absolutely on the edge. Momentum shifting from one pair to the other. Explosive rallies. Now the break in play. 16-17. Extraordinary.
You have to say, great play from Ha in the rear court there. Really persistent with the attack, kept the shuttle coming down, eventually created the opportunity for Lee Yong Dae to intercept. Can she get a good serve in? That's the question now.
For the flick, that was nervous, wasn't it? Must have got it into play.
No pace on the shuttle. Just broke her timing. She was expecting the shuttle to come a bit quicker, I think. You see it here, she's waiting for the smash, but it was just the little clip shot. Again, it's the push pass margin. It's Chen who makes the error on mid-court.
And he does sometimes, I've seen in the past, Chen does have a tendency to get a little bit nervous at these pressure points. Oh, it's just wide.
You could see what she was trying to do. She's trying to push through to that mid-court again.
Yeah, he's feeling the pressure. That's understandable. But now the Koreans, the opportunity to level this final at 1 game apiece. 2 game point opportunities. Well, that's one very well saved by Ma Jin. They've done it. The high fives between Lee Yong Dae and Jung Eun. Some of the crowd on their feet. It is 1 game all in the mixed doubles final. The unseeded Koreans have stolen the second game. They thoroughly deserved it, though. My goodness, they fought and fought. 21-19. And Lee Yong Dae's dream of winning a Korean Open title for a sixth straight year is still alive. It is one game all in the mixed doubles final. My goodness, the crowd have come alive, haven't they?
Well, quite rightly so as well. Some great play from the Koreans towards the end of that game. They were under all sorts of pressure, but they started to find ways to keep margin out of the game, didn't they? Managed to get more shuttles on Chen, and eventually he just started to crack a little bit, didn't he? Made a few errors.
So it's all coming down to this third and deciding game. Well, that's how she started the match. Jung Eun with an error on the low serve.
Yeah, shame. Last 3 points of the second game, she managed to get the shuttle into play effectively.
Well, as with the second rally of the opening game, it's an absolute cracker.
Oh, that was brilliant. Both players playing really well at the same time there. Just in the end, Chen so desperate to get the winning smash in, just forced it down into the top of the net. But until that point, it's fantastic badminton. Chen read it this time. Lee Yong Dae's been trying to get in, just to negate the net play of margin. He's trying to move in, drive the shuttle pass, but Chen was alive to it this time.
Yeah, good awareness. Well, it was a mishit, but the intent was good. Deserved the good fortune.
Yeah, stands a game on the mid-court. You see, you get a racket up really quickly. Finds the space. And again, it's Ha in the rear court, keeping the shuttle down. 5, 6 smashes, and eventually again she gets Lee Yong Dae into the game. We're seeing more and more of Lee Yong Dae in that net position, aren't we? And that's keeping margin off the net.
This is where you wonder whether the previous finals that the two Korean players were involved in, whether it's beginning to take its toll. I have to say that was a tired looking shot from Jung Eun.
Well, that's a very strange decision from Chen. Cross-court clear in mixed doubles. Leaves your partner nowhere to go. Yes. Totally exposes Ma Jin here.
It was really do or die from Ha, wasn't it? She was off balance. She went for the winner, found it.
Great shot, but strange decision from Chen. Ma Jin keeping them in the lead here with some great play again. Yeah, Lee Yong Dae knows he should have gone past it.
That's clever from Ma Jin.
Yeah, great defence, eventually able to work her way back into the net position, and when she does, that's what you get. Great play.
Yeah, that was another tired looking shot, this time from Lee Yong Dae.
Yeah, I think the first thing that happens when fatigue kicks in like this, the decision-making process just slows a little bit and you just start to hesitate and change your mind, and I'm not sure it's necessarily physical because these guys train really hard every day.
Yeah.
Just your decision-making process just slows a touch. It's the errors from Chen keeping them in this game at the moment.
Well, she struggled with her low serve. That time trying the flick serve, but all it did was get the shuttle in play. Gained no advantage whatsoever. Oh, magnificent. That really is class.
Yeah, the return here allows Ma Jin to intercept, and when she does, that's a super shot she's found there.
Good judgment. Service fault called. Racket not facing in a downward direction. Lee Yong Dae just having a word with The service judge just to confirm the reason for the fault. That's gone well off the back line. And a 6-point advantage as they change ends in this deciding game. Well, let's not forget that Lee Yong Dae and Jung Eun were 6 points adrift in the second game, but came back to win it.
Well, for the doubles players, the far side has been the preferred end throughout the week, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Found it easier to attack from that side, easier to control the shuttle. But I think there's certainly signs of a little bit of fatigue kicking in. First couple of points coming out here are going to be absolutely crucial, I think.
Good defence. Oh, that was going wide. Well, I'm convinced he didn't have to take that one. And perhaps reaffirms your point about the decision making.
The first couple of points would be quite crucial, and now it's beginning to look a little bit ominous.
Very ominous as far as the home fans are concerned. Well, that's landed in.
Slower play from Lee Yong Dae. Saw Chen was advancing, held it, flicked it over his head for a clean winner. The difference there was the good short serve. That gave her that created the opportunity for her to step up, take control of the net. Good point. Chen's strong when he takes it above net height in the midcourt. Got a very strong forearm. Manages to generate a lot of pace from that position. It's just too quick for Lee Yong Dae.
I thought it was interesting body language as well from Lee Yong Dae. Almost a resigned sort of look on his face. As in contrast, the body language of Zhu Chen.
Yeah, it was a good combination. End of the rally there, both Chinese players right up the court, pressing to get high up the court to play the winner from the forecourt.
Well, a 10-point advantage. No wonder he's breathing heavily. 295 in that rally from Zhu Chen.
Well, that's incredible after nearly 1 hour of play that he's still got that amount of power at his disposal.
Just to put that into perspective, 183 miles per hour.
Koreans looked out on their feet at the end of that rally. They threw everything into that. Just got a feeling that might have been the last big effort. Super play again from Margin. Controlling the tape. Not letting Ha play the easy block there. Getting in, just clipping it in down behind her opponent.
Lovely drop. Final last chance, one suspects, for the Koreans to really make any sort of concerted effort to come back. And the error on the interception there from Jung Eun. 2 points away from the title. Now just the 1 point required. No serve is short. Lee Yong Dae looks out on his feet. Yeah, third time of asking. And Zhu Chen and Ma Jin, the number 2 seeds, secure the Victor Korea Open title, their second Premier Super Series title, having won the All England last year. 21-10 in the deciding game in another marathon match. 3 of our 5 finals this afternoon going over the hour mark. Well, they gave it their all. They did in both their finals. But disappointment for Lee Yong Dae and Jung Eun for both of them for a second time today, because the mixed doubles final goes to Chen and margin 21-12, 19-21, 21-10 in the deciding game. Well, Ian, weren't really in that deciding game, where we can see how everything's been concluded today. 4 titles to China, 1 to Malaysia. Lee Chong-wei reversing the result of the men's singles final in this tournament last year. Well, it's been a great week here in Seoul. It's been a great finals day. And the mixed doubles final, well, as I say, the deciding game perhaps a little bit disappointing and one-sided, but that's understandable, because I think in the end Lee Yong Dae and Jung Eun just ran out of steam.
Yes, an accumulation of matches during the week, and also I think Lee Yong Dae emotionally put so much into that men's doubles final that just at the end of that mixed he did start to fade, didn't he? His decision making went a little bit, but a great effort in the second game and some super badminton in the match as a whole.
Yes, and it's, I have to say, the fact that Lee Yong Dae and Jung Eun have resumed their partnership that they first started back in 2005, and you know, after this week's performance, they were number 12 in the world. They're bound to go up, I'm sure of that. And, you know, quite frankly, if they hadn't have been so tired, I think they are real threats to win any mixed doubles tournament anywhere in the world.
Yeah, you'd certainly expect them over the next 6 months to get up into a seeding position for the Olympics. And Lee Yong Dae, he knows how to win in that environment. As you say, Jill, I think they'll be really dangerous when the Olympics do arrive.
Yeah, and talking of Olympics, just see in the front there, Kim Dong-moon and Gil Young-ah, who of course were gold medalists in Atlanta. Kim Dong-moon, of course, has been working for local network throughout these championships in our role, doing some commentary for the host broadcasters. Well, good to see the players chatting to each other there. For a second time today, both Jung Eun and Lee Yong Dae have to settle for second best. They're beaten in the mixed doubles final, as indeed they were in the men's doubles and women's doubles respectively. But their first ever Premier Super Series event final in the mixed doubles. For Chen and Ma Jin, their third career title and their second Premier title, having won the All England last year. All 3 titles, incidentally, that they've ever won as a partnership have been Super Series tournaments. Well, today's final was the only time they got pushed the full distance. Ma Jin really has been superb all week. Not taking nothing away from Chen, of course. He's been on good form as well, but Ma Jin really is outstanding as a front court player. Mixed doubles champions, Chen and Ma Jin from China. Well, there'll be plenty of pictures in all media outlets tomorrow of Lee Yong Dae here in Korea. He is a huge star, not just in badminton, in sporting terms, in personality terms as well. So, of course, that concludes the first Super Series events of the year. There are roll of champions. Kai Yun and Fu Haifeng in the men's doubles, Tian Qing and Zhao Yunlei in the women's doubles. Men's singles went to the world #1, defeating the Olympic champion. And of course, in the women's singles, former champion Wang Shexian, she regained her title. And for Xu Chen and Ma Jin, her first title here at the Korea Open. Well, that's all changed yet again. It's changed every day, hasn't it? These smash speeds and who's got the record. This week, it was Xu Chen in that mixed doubles in the third game. So, of course, the OSIM BWF World Super Series continues, and it continues next week in Kuala Lumpur. I can tell you that most of the players who have been battling it out this week in Seoul will be once again battling it out in a week's time. Well, it all starts in just 2 days' time. The qualifying rounds in Kuala Lumpur on Tuesday, with the first rounds of the main draw happening on Wednesday. Well, there was plenty of highlights in the mixed doubles. There was plenty of highlights from all our matches today. In fact, we've had a terrific week here in Seoul. I'm sure home fans will argue with me when I say that it couldn't get much better. They probably would have liked a couple of Korean players winning titles today. It wasn't to be. But nonetheless, we have been treated to some spectacular badminton throughout the week. The moment of victory for Xu Chen and Ma Jin. And of course, the Olympic Gymnasium #2. Well, it all moves on to Malaysia next week.